Welcome back to another episode of Rob Sports Center, man. I know. I ain't think I was going to be back with one this fast, but as you can see by the title, man, yeah, I'm back with a Dallas Cowboys video. So, I was just scrolling, looking through sports news, and I seen an article that came up, who's more important, whose deal is more important to get done out of CeeDee and Dak. And I sat there and I got to thinking, that'd be a good video to film. I think that they would like to see my take on that. And that's why I'm assuming that you probably clicked on this video. So, it's so crazy because I was talking to my barber today. I went to go get a haircut. And, we were just talking about football. And I was just telling, we was talking, like, Cowboys came up. And I was just like, yeah, man, they don't want to pay CeeDee. But then I'm looking like, okay, so let's just say they signed Dak back, but they let CeeDee walk. I'm saying to myself, okay, y'all already to a certain degree saying that he can't get it done. So why would you let his best option offensively walk away? You see, why would you allow that? You putting him in a no-win situation. But my thing is this, right? If you want to be honest, which one is the most important? If I'm not mistaken, Dak has been to a couple playoffs without CeeDee. Now, granted, it could be you could say, okay, well, he had Jason Witten. Okay, well, he had Dez Bryant. I think one of those years. So you can't say that. Okay, cool, fine, I get it. But at the same time, he's been having success before CeeDee got there. And this is my honest take on it. I like CeeDee. I had to put some respect on CeeDee's name coming into this year because I was one of those people that was saying, man, CeeDee ain't like that. He only did what he did because of Amari Cooper, right? And when he wasn't producing how we felt that he was supposed to be producing, I know in terms of me, I can't speak for anybody else, but I know for me, I had something smart to say about it. I was like, I told y'all, but then I never thought to think that, okay, who is the option outside of him? He's the number one option. So if I'm a defense coming into that game, strategically, everything to a certain degree is designed to stop CeeDee because their running game isn't that dominant. So I ain't got to be so focused on that. If they're gonna beat us, it's gonna be through the air. But if they're gonna beat us, it's not gonna be through CeeDee. It's gonna be through somebody else. And if you look, that's why they said that the Cowboys were having to try to find different ways to get him involved, opposed to having him lining up outside the numbers, where you only got so much room because of the sideline. We put him in the slot. We put him in the backfield as a running back. We put him in a lineup as a tight end because it's so many more route trees and more options to get him the ball. And it's harder to game plan for a guy when you don't know where he's going to line up. That's what makes guys like Deebo Samuel so difficult to game plan for, just because they can do a numerous amount of things. But to get into that, when you look at the scope of things, right, the receiver position is wide open. You got a numerous amount of good receivers. You got Stephon Diggs, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Armon St. Brown, Deebo Samuel, depending on what you want to classify him as, Brandon Ayuk, Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, T. Higgins. It's several people. I'm not naming the top receivers list. I'm just trying to name you some good ones. And then you got good ones coming out the draft. Like you look at Marvin Harrison Jr. as a good receiver coming out the draft. You look at that kid from Stanford, the one who put a 200 on Colorado. I can't remember his name, but he's not coming out the draft. And I'm just saying, you got guys like that. So the receiver position, in my opinion, you guys might feel differently. Let me know what you think in the comments. I think that the receiver position is a lot more stacked than the quarterback position. I can name, if I was to sit there and actually go through a list, DJ Moore, Keenan Allen. I'm trying to think, man, because I don't want y'all to, love him or hate him, Michael Thomas, even though he ain't been playing. Chris Olave. It's so many, man. I can sit there and go. I'm trying to think of like good receivers. I'm trying to keep thinking about them. Amari Cooper. It's AJ Brown, Devontae Smith. Like it's so many of them because the position is not a position that's lacking in terms of talent. You see what I'm saying? So like with quarterback, it's different. It's only a few that you can name, and some of them are debatable. You know what I mean? And that's like even with the top receivers thing, man, you got some that you can name off the top of your head, but some of them might be debatable. And what I'm trying to get at is that it's harder to come across a good quarterback. Because in my opinion, and I'm pretty sure you guys are going to agree with me on this, Dak is not a great quarterback. He's a good quarterback, but he's not a great. Great is the Patrick Mahomes, the Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, that category. That's great. He's not that. He's not great. He's good, but he's good. You see what I'm saying? Like, so my thing is this is like, okay, what is your option after that? Trey Lance? But you going with Trey Lance, you're going with somebody who hasn't shown us that he can carry a team or lead a team. Granted, you can say, okay, he got hurt his year with the 49ers, and that was supposed to be his year. I mean, we can all say ifs and what ifs, but at the end of the day, that ain't necessarily always the case. So we don't know that had he never got hurt with the 49ers been in the Super Bowl, or they have made it as far as they made it. We don't know that was a fact, honestly, because I don't think the 49ers was looking that good at the beginning of that season, even going into the Jimmy G situation. I don't think they was looking that great. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, what are you going to do? So you let Dak walk. Well, granted, put it like this. Dak is still there off of a 1-year deal. So if you want to think about it logically, right? If you say, okay, cool. If Dak is only here on a 1-year deal, if we don't give Dak the money he's going to walk anyway, and we can't trade him because he has a no trade clause. So we might as well sign CeeDee and get CeeDee and just see if we can make things happen within this 1 year. But guess what? In this 1 year, Dak leave. Who knows if Trey Lance? And I don't want to hear no Cooper Rush. If Cowboy fans still believing in Cooper Rush, then they need to still be believing in Tooth Fairy. Your tooth come out your mouth, you need to go put it up under the pillow and hope the Tooth Fairy gonna come if you believe that Cooper Rush can take y'all to a championship. Now, if it was to happen, somebody please come back and get this and post it all over the internet or your Facebook or whatever and say, you was wrong. But I know for a fact I'm not wrong in that situation. So if you ask me, realistically, who would I be much more willing to walk? It would probably be CeeDee. Honestly, I'm just going to be completely honest with you. Now, granted, I don't like the idea of that because, okay, who's going to step up after CeeDee leaves for Dak? Who's going to be Dak's number one option? So if we can't get to the promised land with CeeDee, what makes you think that we're going to be able to get there without him? So at that point, if you're fighting in terms of that, you might as well just go ahead and start looking to rebuild and just start going ahead and shuffling people off. Let Dak walk at the end of the year, but trade CeeDee off and see what you can get if that's the case. You know what I mean? But if you're still looking to contend within the next 2 to 3 years, Dak will be your safer option. I'm just going to be completely honest with you, because when you look at the overall grand scheme of things in terms of receiver, it's a lot of them out there. You know what I mean? Some of them are tied into contracts, but some of them not. I'm just going to be honest. Devontae Adams is another one I left out. Like I said, I wasn't naming the top. So if I missed a name, I'm so sorry. I'm not naming the names at like my top list or whatever. I'm just naming elite receivers to let you know that there are a lot of them in the NFL. You know what I mean? But that's my take. I think that the Cowboys will hurt significantly more losing Dak Prescott. I'm just going to be completely honest with you. And it's debatable. You know what I mean? It's like art. It's up for interpretation. You might feel differently as a Cowboys fan, or as a football fan, period. You might feel like, oh, Rob tripping. That ain't, I signed CeeDee. But if I'm having to talk between a quarterback and a receiver, especially if the quarterback is good, 9 times out of 10, I'm going with quarterback. Would you have that debate with Mahomes and Tyreek Hill? I'm pretty sure that they somewhat did, but guess what? Who they went with? Mahomes. That's facts. You know what I mean? Hey, so, let me know, like I said, let me know in the comments, man. Feel free to get it off your chest if you disagree with anything I said, because I'm willing to debate. And my ears is not closed to nothing that I don't believe is right. I'm willing to be critiqued and say, okay, cool, I ain't looking at it like this, you know what I mean? So if you got an opinion, make sure you do comment that below. But that is it for this video, man. If you guys did enjoy this video, do me a big favor, man. Smash that thumbs up button. Also, if you're new to the channel, man, as you can see based off this video, good content is on this channel. So if you're looking for good sports content on a day-to-day basis, man, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And when you hit that subscribe button, make sure you click that post notification bell. Not only just so you won't be notified whenever I post, but you want to be notified whenever I post, because I'm posting consistent, if that make any sense. You know what I mean? I thought about something a little bit more deep. I couldn't get to it. But like I said, man, if you enjoyed the video, man, make sure you subscribe. If you like it, share it. If you want to do that to other Cowboys fans who might feel like I feel, or who you feel like, okay, this is what I was trying to say, I just ain't know how to put it together. So do that for me, man. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Just like the GOAT Drizzy Drake say, man, I got these videos coming back to back, man. I'm out this day. Peace.